world. Wherever you are joining us from, you are live with us on Biafra Television Europe. I am Wada Jovista Chichi. Under the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Team Nigeria has finished its outing at Paris 2024 Olympic Games without winning a single medal. Nigeria registered 12 events for 2024 Olympic Games, which 88 athletes participated without winning at least a bronze medal for Nigeria. Also, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in his speech last week Sunday, 4th of August 2024, amid nationwide protest, announced that the federal government disbursed 73 billion naira to state governments. But last week, all the governors came out to disclaim such transaction. Once again, you are welcome to Biafra Television. Tonight, we are going to be having in the studio a member of the Directorate of State who shall be here with us to share an insight on the stand of DOS on Biafra referendum and the stage of coma in which Nigeria as a state found herself in relation with the subject Biafra referendum. Before we bring in our guests, let us listen to this information. This information is coming from a security agency or security analyst. As you are listening, great, wonderful of Biafrans, I want to remind us that today that we shall be streaming live on all our media outlets, all our handles, both on Radio Biafra, community radio, and Radio Biafra London. But today we are adding another special handle on Twitter. You can now watch us live. Follow live, like, and share on X, Biafra Television on X. So you can as well download BTV from your Play Store. Those of you who are using Android, you can download from your Play Store. Those who are using Apple phone can download from your Apple Store, and those using an iPhone as well, you can download from your iOS store. So as you listen, please do us good by following on any of these handles. Make sure you share so that others will join. Now the information. Investigation. The current mess of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's siblings. The Biafran struggle has been in severe difficulty since 2 years plus. Now, due to the uncontrollable and indiscipline of the siblings of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, their loose quest for health, their loose quest for wealth and control have really posed a serious threat towards the survival of the noble and pious quest for self-determination. When individualism fights public interest, that could be termed parochialism and threat to public interest. Biafra is a journey of 60s that people of those days did everything within their own power to achieve. Unfortunately, the conspiracy of the world against the just people and their cause prevailed. In the contemporary times, that very quest is resuscitated due to the fact every endangered people own the natural right to seek for safety. It is in tune with natural principles. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu emerged after the sliding of the likes of Owazurike and intelligently win so many hearts and accolades. That intelligent leadership was appreciated by the Biafran people that voluntarily recorded him the name another savior, thereby placing him side by side with those who have contributed for the well-being of Biafra people, like the late Odimegu Ojukwu, aka the Ikemba one of Biafra. That very crown was radiating around his head until his siblings felt that rather than allowing the leadership to manage MNK safety, the leadership should be blackmailed into leaving his itinerary management in their hands to manage. The outcome of that management by his siblings is the Kenya strip and the current mess we are today. What worries me most is not the mess in Kenya, but their ardent submission in the post-Kenya debacle. They continue to wreck down everything, including the media, security, and the legal team. From one delusion to another until the current legal mess they are into today. Prince Emmanuel Kanu, aka Fine Boy Mess. Some of you might not be aware of what Fine Boy has been in DSS detention over 2 months now. It is important to reawake your mind to the fact that the IPOB leadership have in several press statements distanced the struggle from MNK's siblings. Emmanuel Kanu, whom with his elder brother Kanu Takano, aka Kisili Ezebiro, tried to a height in deceiving the gullible ones to join them against the leadership of the struggle. They created their own media, their own family armed men and legal team. Every effort to warn them of the danger of what they were doing by the leadership was proved abortive as they kept lying to MNK that the DOS have forgotten and abandoned him, while they kept deceiving many. Something happened recently that nailed Emmanuel Kanu, aka Fine Boy, amongst the boys he recruited for his own ESN. One okay Obibo, who happens to operate from Iguacha, Aba, and Umuahia due to his criminal activities of kidnapping and snatching cars. My source strongly narrated how Mazioke led a kidnapping and car snatching operation, and the car the goods was said to have been handed over to Fine Boy, who in turn sold it to someone whom the DSS caught. Okeobibo narrated how Fine Boy used to sponsor them for such operations, arm them and receive the proceeds from the operations. After the event, it was said that when the victim activated the tracking of his lost car, the end owner was arrested, who further revealed how the car got to him. And arrests were made by the DSS, to which Emmanuel Kanu, aka Fine Boy, was arrested for over 2 months now, and he has been in the DSS custody over criminal case. Though the wife who manages his social media account have been trying her best to confuse many by posting a fake visiting story to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is known, it is not fact that the government never wanted to make a noise about his interrogation to avert IPOB politicizing the whole process of criminal case, and that's why there is silence in MNK's siblings' quarters for some time now. The danger. The challenge now is that he has been released few days ago, though hiding due to his bad-looking posture as he's waiting to recover from his deplorable look. How would you think the DSS would keep such case of kidnapping and car snatching on the low without premeditated intention to convert him into the Secret Service bird, to spy the rest, just like they did to Mama Biafra, whom they arrested in 2022. Fine Boy and other siblings reached a dangerous deal with the government to be freed from such case of magnitude without court trial. What do you think he might have made other than furthering a destructive agenda against IPOB? Fine Boy is currently in Abuja after his release few days ago, after spending over 2 months in the DSS detention over kidnapping and car snatching case. His court deal with the state, his court deal with the state secret service is yet unknown. Time will reveal everything. If Emmanuel Kanu wishes to refute this, let him not just instruct the wife who is currently managing his social media account to write. Let him within 48 hours come live online and just greet his people. He can't do it because of how pale and unhealthy he's looking like now since his release 2 days ago. I choose to remain low because I understand how emotional IPOB people could be. To save them from insulting and maligning the messenger, I chose to write from backdoor. Emmanuel Kanu is now a security risk to those of you who are gullible in his desire to rush out of the criminal case before people start asking questions of his whereabouts. He made him to sign a bad deal to spy IPOB. Jeremiah Ananga, security analyst, Abuja. You know, Mazi Chinasanworu will always say, na ọ na-abụ emevọ oke otele ya laa. This information is mostly for those who we always want to blackmail the leadership of IPOB and who have believed that Kanu Takano and Meme, his brother, has become another savior because of the illegal detention of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You know, some of our people are so deluded that they still have this Nigerian mentality that we are trying to move away from. They still believe that they still believe in stereotype and believe in bottlenecks. Oh, I know the brother of Mr. President. I know the mother of Mr. Vice President. Once I relate with them, everything will be so easy for me. They still believe in it so much. That is why they believe that following Kanu Takano up and down will make them to become more relevant if our leader is finally released. They want to stand with them so that they will see them as people who worked more than others. They decide to abandon the leadership. But as we know, great Biafrans and wonderful viewers all over the world, I am not the one to share my insights or to analyze what we are going to have today, but our dear member of the Directorate of States is already waiting for us to bring him in. Once again, dear wonderful viewers all over the world, I am one of the Jovista Chichi, and here with us in the studio is our great brother, Mazi Isaiah Oba. Onyisi, you are welcome to the studio.
Okay, good evening. Good evening from here, and my sister and our host. Um, I want to greet our audience and our well wishers and men of goodwill and of good conscience. You are highly welcome to this evening edition. Of course, my name remains Mazi Isaiah Oba. By the special grace of Almighty Chukwu Okike Abiyama, Onye pụrụ ime ihe niile, I serve the indigenous people of Biafra in the capacity of Deputy European Rep as well as a member of the Electorate. Thank you very much for having me on your studio.
Thank you so much. Once again, it is delightful having you here today, 11th of August 2024. It's going to be a great time to spend with you tonight.
Thank you.
Now, Mazi, we understand that since inception of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, that they have made her quest very clear that all they ask for is just a referendum so that it will enable people to decide where they want to belong. But along the line, in relation to this quest, IPOB started experiencing hiccups here and there. We experience blackmail, we experience attacks, we experience so many different problems. Now it seems melancholy now pervades the struggle. And all these things started since the kidnap and the illegal detention of our great leader, Nnamdi Kanu. So amidst all this, Mazi, what is the stand of the Directorate of States in referendum? Are we abandoning referendum because of all the troubles that IPOB is experiencing today?
Okay, all right. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you very much once again for having me, and also my greetings to the our audience and our viewers all over the world. Before I proceed, I will not hesitate to, of course, to recommend to recognize the head and the leader of this organization, and also the director of this Biafran television and radio Biafra worldwide. His name is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Of course, he's been detained illegally at the confined space of a Nigerian detention facility. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, which we all fall on under to. He was kidnapped in Kenya 3 years ago and extraordinarily rendition to Nigerian state. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in a rogue style, the worst way anyone have ever seen. A public figure like that being, kidnapped from where he was staying. Nigeria built, will I say, Nigerian government violated their own domestic law. Nigerian government violated the African Charter Law, which they are signatory to. They also violated the international community law, which are also their signatory to, just to go and kidnap one man in a sovereign state in Africa, which is completely wrong and is against the international human rights, and which we all condemned it. And having said that, they brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to their kangaroo court in Nigeria. But unknown to them, there's a little bit of, will I say, sanity in the Nigerian court, where judiciary, where they discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, found him, guiltless in all the allegation and all the whole charges brought forward against him. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was found not guilty in all those allegations presented by the Nigerian state and her security agent. And they discharged Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and acquitted him, and ordered Nigerian state never to bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to court again in relation to this particular case. But Nigeria being a lawless country, a lawless state that we've seen, for over the years, they continue to disobey court order and continue to detain Mazi Nnamdi Kanu after the competent court of jurisdiction have discharged and acquitted him, and they continue to bring him to court and also disobeying their own court order, which is the last hope of a common man. And in that regard, that have caused a lot of unrest in Nigeria, both positive and negatively, which most of us are all seeing today, the state of Nigeria. And it has already affected the economy, because no country, no same, country, or will I say, um, reasonable foreign investors would like to have anything to do with a country that always violate their own domestic law. It make people uncomfortable. It make foreign investors uncomfortable. In order for any country to grow, you need foreign investors. Definitely you need. And this is what the current president probably, I don't know if you have an idea of this micro economics. So to know what can affect, his government and his country. I heard him the other time saying that after the delegation about the referendum you rightly mentioned, the delegation that was sent to him, one of his response there, that his focus, he had heard what they said or the presentation, but his main concern is to revive the economy of Nigeria, which is practically impossible. A country that is completely a lawless country, you drag people all over the place, you wage war against your own citizens. There's no bound. You never proven to the world and the foreign investors that this is our guarantee. If we come to establish a business or industry in this particular region, not because industries can be cited anywhere by the foreign investors. It depends on what exactly the area they want or the area of the demands of their productions or their produce are more required, or where they have a lot of skills that could work in that industry. They will decide to site that their industries in those areas and then distribute it to other part of the countries. But they don't understand this. Once this uncertainty is being raised anywhere in a country, what it will result is people not being sure of the country they are dealing with. They are not sure of their business if something happens to it, if they're going to get justice, if something happens to their colleague or their staffs, if they're going to get justice, if anything happens to their business, if they're going to get justice. These things are the things that bring confusion, that can scared a lot of foreign investors out from the country, or preventing them from coming into the country to invest. And once you have this issue in any country, believe me, is gonna only get worse. There nothing you can do about it until you start respecting your own law, because you have to prove to the world that you respect your law. It doesn't matter whether the law favors you. That is the only time you want to believe it. So obey your court. You are telling the world that that somebody who the whole Supreme Court to discharge and acquitted, Court of Appeal discharged and acquitted, High Court to discharge and acquitted, the whole local court to discharge and acquitted him, and you continue to disobey court order now, believing that the court, you can only obey court order when the court will decide to jail somebody they have actually discharged and acquitted more than 4 or 5 occasions. It doesn't happen anywhere. Nobody, I am telling you, we live in the Western world, my sister, you know where you are. No country want to go anywhere there is lawless. You yourself that is on this studio, you know yourself, you cannot go anywhere that is lawless. Now, coming to the referendum, you ask if we have abandoned it, the leadership, what is the position of the leadership? Of course, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu established IPOB on the self-determination process, and there's no other way. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have established IPOB in a violent movement, IPOB would have been very, very active in that violent, and of course, everyone would have known that. But IPOB were established as a non-movement, non-violent organization that spearheading for the restoration of Biafra, state sovereignty in a referendum. And this is exactly where we are, and we have been engaging the people, and evidence of our people being targeted back home. And the reason why the leadership and the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is talking about the referendum through the 2007 United Nations Charter, which Nigerian state is a signatory to. This is where the leadership stands, and we have not changed in that position. As we have said, holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not going to change anything from the blueprint of IPOB. It's not going to deter IPOB. It's not going to discourage IPOB leadership and the members. IPOB stands for justice, equity, and human rights. This is where we are, and we are not going to shift from that. Anybody trying to get us into violence, IPOB leadership and the IPOB itself are not into that at the moment. And anybody accusing IPOB for any of these criminal activities that Nigeria is exhibiting, Nigerian state going to war with themselves. You can see Nigerian paramilitaries and militaries and all these security agencies mounting road checkpoint everywhere in their own country, and you're telling me that you are at peace. I wonder what kind of peace. And like I said, no foreign investor want to go in a country that you're going every 2 poles. This is military checkpoint, and you're seeing dead bodies lying everywhere. Sometimes dead bodies will be on the street for 4 days, 5 days. Nobody have removed it. It's an eyesore for some people who have not seen this type of thing. Here, if an accident happened here, for instance, the road will be cordoned off. Children will not allow to pass through that road 24 hours until cross-examination is being done. What led to the accident? If it's a bad road, if it's a sharp bend, if it's a pothole, if it's a driver's fault, if the driver was drunk, if the car has a faulty brake, if the car was not, been in service for a very long time. A lot of things we have to establish before they can now give a report what led to the accident that happened that takes life. But in Nigeria, it's not that way. You can see dead bodies, you can see accidents, no examination, no nothing. And this thing scares foreign investors. Nobody want to deal with that such country until Nigeria begin to look inwards and start doing the right thing and start obeying, most importantly, their own court, not because the court favors them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Even in the Western world here, the British that established Nigeria, no matter what happens in Britain, once the court proclaim anything, the government must obey. It doesn't matter whether it favors the government or not.
All right, Mazi, thank you so much for your insight. But before I proceed with my questions, please, our able technical director, can you help us change the dates on the moving line? Today we are in 11th day of August 2024. Please kindly help us change the date from August 9 to August 11. Mazi, I'm back to you. Now, you said that the DOS is still standing on referendum. So, are you trying to tell the world that despite all the provocations, all the persecutions, all the, do you know that genocide and pogrom is still going on in Biafra until date? So, are you saying that amidst all these things that DOS is not ready to declare armed struggle? Is that what you're telling the world?
Okay, let me just explain this in a very, very simple time, if I can, or to my best ability. All right. Biafra had been to war before. Doesn't mean that we cannot go to war again, and we are not calling for any armed struggle for now, as far as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the leadership is concerned, because you know they our case is still in Nigerian court, and we have won that case. Now, what that simply means, the enemy will always want to provoke you because you have reached to that tip of your victory. Now, it's like, let me just describe it this way. It's like in a football pitch, you have been winning your match. Let me say you have won you have give the score, the first goal, the second goal, the third goal, and the enemy or your opponent is trying to catch up. Now, you need to be very, very careful. They played the first one and they kind of score goal. Out of your, will I say, they provoke you, you reacted, and they want to scuttle that game or that scores that you have because they are looking for penalties or something that will give them opportunity to score goal. This is exactly where the IPOB movement is. Now, because of the high scores and the IPOB movement and its leadership have proven the world beyond doubt that IPOB is a peaceful movement that means to restore Biafra. And at the same time, IPOB is capable of looking after her citizens as an organization. So, and these things, I can tell you that the leadership have been engaging the world. In Italy, there, where we had our head office for this Biafra TV, you can. make your investigation there, you can see that IPOB leadership in Italy is also engaging the Italian government. You go to Germany, IPOB there engages the German government. You come to Ireland here, IPOB here is also engaging the Irish government. You go to UK, the same thing. And in this, there has been no, in fact, there's no record that have said that IPOB in any way, both home and abroad, have violated or deserve any sort of genocide against them. Now, this is really dealing with the Nigerian state as far as I'm concerned. It's really, really dealing with them very hard. Because what Nigerian state is providing, presenting to the world is that IPOB is violent. And now they will now, you know, organize these, machineries that will go into the east, anywhere that IPOB presence is found. They'll go there and cause nuisance and cause disaffection and shoot a lot of people down, burn houses in order to prove to the world that this thing is being done in the same area that are looking for self-determination. And now, because IPOB have remained very, very transparent and truthful to the world, it is what it does more is to aggravate the Nigerian state and their security agents. Because the only thing you're seeing in the whole is just to prove to the world that IPOB deserve not to, you know, deserve not to have what they were requesting for, which is the Biafran restoration. Do you understand? Now, because Biafra have been to war before, what we are proving to the world, because some of these things is what they, let me just make it very open here, just in case people do not know. Now, when you are looking for freedom in this way, like the way we are looking for it, what the world want to know is if you are capable to take care of yourself, if you are capable to protect your citizens, if you're capable to feed your citizens, if you are capable to protect your territories and human rights implementation in your state, equity, justice, and everything. These are the things they want to see you exhibiting. All right. And in IPOB, we have all that, and they have seen that. And we continue, the leadership continue to appeal to her members to remain peaceful and well organized in anywhere they found themselves, which IPOB have remained that way in all countries where they have found themselves or where they have been registered as a movement. And now, what it does to the Nigerian state is completely embarrassing the Nigerian state before the international community by actually proving to Nigerian state that you are a lying country. All these things you have been blackmailing about these people, we have seen them here. We have seen them anywhere they be. There's no single record of violation anywhere. Both our rallies, May 30th, St. Patrick, the one that is coming up in Germany, everywhere, the one that you have in Italy there, there's never anywhere that IPOB has been recorded as a very violent movement, both even in Nigeria. So all they are doing is to discourage people. Basically, what they are doing is just to let our people know or make our people feel like once you mention Biafra, Biafra means death, Biafra means suffering, Biafra means pain, Biafra means this. That is why they are employing this psychologically to get our people to jettison Biafra. But then, Nigeria, you want them to be. You can see what is going on today. You can see what is happening in Nigeria as we speak today. Even when the Biafran people, the Igbo race, refuse to participate in their, jamboree protest, they are still blackmailing the Igbo race, calling for genocide, calling for expulsion of Ndi Igbo in every part of Nigeria. Now, also proving IPOB right that we deserve to get out from Nigeria in peace, not in pieces.
Thank you so much for a wonderful submission. And Mazi, I want to ask, Who are these group of people that when you listen to them, you will see that this group of people are being hypnotized. They go about killing police in Biafra land, killing people. They will make the video and speak Igbo language. And you'll be wondering, are these people really people looking for freedom or restoration of Biafra? What do you say about such people who do such things? And you see them jubilating after killing a number of security agencies and even innocent Biafrans. You see them jubilating, saying that if they finish killing people, that even if it is two people or two persons that remain, that those two persons will go into Biafra. Who
Um,
are those people and what kind of set of beings are they?
Now, let me just thank you very much for the question. Let me just explain to our people again. This is what I have already answered, that these are machineries being employed by the Nigerian state, of course, being advised by the British, um, just to get our people to see Biafra as something that is not good to attend to. But then the question we are asking, is Nigeria good to be into? The answer is no. Now, these machineries are being employed. I explained this the other time on May 30th over the one that happened. These people set Igbo people up. Let me just repeat it here on Biafran television again. Now, these people that are speaking Igbo are not Igbo people that are doing it. These are machineries. You may have one or two disgruntled criminals. Remember, just few, or was it 2 years ago, there was a prison break in Imo State, and nobody have thought why was that prison jail? Because they wanted to release these people to go and cause harm, and where this prison is behind the major, heavy armed Nigerian security agents office and headquarters. Behind it is where this prison is. And there was a gun battle, a gun sound, if you like, for almost 4 hours of operation. No resistance, no army, no police, nobody challenged this group of people who went there and opened that jail for these criminals. Over 1,700 criminals left that particular prison. And then till today, no arrests have been made on these people. The same thing happened in Abuja about the same almost 2.5 years ago, and very close to the military barrack. And Kuje prison was, breaking into, and for almost 3 to 4 hours, Almighty head, capital state could not even challenge the prison break for almost 4 hours. And you're telling me that the government, their hand is not in this. So since that prison break in Imo State, if you calculate the violence in Imo State and in Igbo land, it can see that it was that time, from that time to this very moment, that this violence have increased, regardless who is in charge. So these people are dreaded criminals who has been in jail for a very long time, and they were released to go and do business for them, which they are doing. Now, no reasonable sane person who is fighting to release its people, or who is fighting to liberate its people, and you are fighting your community. Now you go to Aba, an Igbo man who happens to be serving in the Nigerian military was set to be in a checkpoint. Then another moron was set to go and attack them and murder them. Do you understand? And now, the same people who claim that their security personnel were attacked went on a rampage, start attacking the communities who happens to be victims, civilians that has no gun, they have no nothing, they don't know anything that happened. They were just sitting in their home, and somebody came and buy and murder, military officers who happens to be Igbo sons and daughters in the checkpoint. And now the military, instead of the military now, go and do inquiry and look after those people and fish them out, those people who attack the military personnel, if they are not the one involved. Now they went and start harassing the innocent civilians, mothers, children, teenagers who knows nothing. And you went and start harassing them, carrying them, throwing them in your healer's van, tying their hands in the back. These are youth we are talking about. In this country, in Europe, in UK, you dare not buy youth. You don't not touch them. Talk less of 14 years, 15 years. You harass them, you call them Yahoo Yahoo. You call them you just catch somebody, no investigation established. You start, you start delivering into jungle justice. And you
Mazi
call them
Nnamdi Kanu say that they know how to give media trial. After
ex-
their media trial, they will now conduct their jungle justice or justice.
Exactly. So you can see where they are going. So they have to do these things to activate the invasion of Igbo land or Eastern region. Without them doing this, they don't have any right. They can't tell. The international community will be asking them. Some of their friends in a foreign land will call them and ask them, can you explain us the your military? We had a report, we saw a video on Twitter and all these things being we've been tagged, and this report have been made about your military personnel in this community and attacking the people. Can you tell us the reason? And they will explain to them that somebody killed one of their own there, which is very, very lie. They have to do this because you cannot go there. You can't go to any community. You cannot invade any community without having a reason why invade that community. Do you understand? So this is why they are doing what they are doing. They want to make an Igbo land ungovernable, put it in a disarray, so that they will have a reason to make sure that they are staying in Igbo land illegally, setting a road checkpoint, extorting money from people is something that there is a reason for it, and which in the real time there is no reason, because Igbo land is one of the safest place in the whole Nigeria. The whole southeast and south, if you like, the way they fragmented themselves, is the most peaceful area. But you see, even in Aba, when there is no issue there, they went and created one in order to use it to invade the state, just to distort that peaceful work that man is doing there. Now, to tell you those who are involved in the insecurity in our land, if you look at, maybe now we are saying this now, maybe they will go and start one tomorrow. They will see news tomorrow flying out from those states now. But we don't mind. We have already said it here so that the record will have it. Now, remember when David Umahi is there in Ebonyi State, there is no single blessed day you will not hear attack in communities in Ebonyi State. Now, how come since David Umahi is not there, we haven't had much record of Fulani invasion everywhere because that is what they target. That is what they target. They will set communal clash between communities just to use it to attract the military to come and attack the communities. You see, so since David Umahi left, there hasn't been any much report about Ebonyi being, on a Fulani invasion and attack all the time. At the same time, the same thing that happens in Aba. You remember all this period of time there's been attack everywhere when the other man was there, and the same thing that happens which other place in any, even though that we are seeing a little bit of it, but then after these particular individuals were removed, that place had been calm. Aba has been calm. Now look at Imo State. They brought somebody who they are using to activate an attack in Imo State. And look at Imo State today. And it looked like Imo State, that has been one of the most peaceful area in Nigeria for since after the war, all of a sudden now become one of the most virulent area in the zoo now, if you like. Who is doing it? They know those who are behind it. Why are they doing it? Just to discourage our people. They will target on IPOB. They will target on Biafra restoration process, process. But then look at even today in the north, what is going on? And this is the reason why we are asking our people, our politicians, nke ndị na-amaghị ele ahụ ya asa ebe na-amaghị ka esi akpọ ozu ya ya ele egbe anya n'ọdụ. Now, look at the 19 governors, how they have rallied around and protected their own communities. Before, they were saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was the reason why there is unrest in Nigeria and all blah, 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 and all whatnot. He contributed to it. It was his broadcast, his inciting violence and everything. But today, it's even, I would even say, thank God that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not out there right now to over what has happened in the Nigerian state in the last 2-3 years. So who are you pointing hand at now? That is why that all the Igbo politicians, all our clergymen, all our custodians should stand up and demand for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Looking at what happened in Nigeria today, looking at even when the IPOB announced to our people, there is no need for you to get involved in any protest. Don't get involved in that. They will use it to attack you. Imagine that IPOB leadership is not in place. You see all this attack they are doing to IPOB. You see all this attack they are doing to Biafran IPOB family movement and the leadership. All these things gears to what you are seeing today. If IPOB leadership have failed, had it been they succeeded in that attack which you have mentioned here, or how did IPOB leadership manage to stand all this period of time? Have they quit the Biafra referendum? All this attack is just to get our people, this Biafra out of the way, get the leadership out of the way, get the IPOB out of the way. With this thing that happens today, the Ali would have been, I don't know, would have been a completely a dead zone now. Everybody would have been on their own. This is why we are telling our people, any group, any race that doesn't have leadership, that is not true. Before, we have custodians that guides our land. They destroyed them. They destroyed it. And they brought a fake individuals who are not even caring about the people. If you're looking at what happened in Nigeria today, as I keep saying, is there anybody that have said anything in the whole entire East over what happened? If not that IPOB leadership gave an order to our people that we are at the helm of affairs of the welfare of our people, this time around, we are advising you, do not join Nigerian protest. And for some reason, our people listen this time. They listen. I know they always listen. They listen to this organization, IPOB, which Professor Nwabeze told Nnamdi before he passed to glory a couple of months ago. He warned Nnamdi that do not let IPOB collapse. Don't let them destroy IPOB. That any day that you destroy IPOB, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, ihe gbasara unu na Nigeria will go as a race. And you can imagine the reason all this war against IPOB, against the leadership, against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They try to disconnect even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. While he's in the session, they are working so hard to disconnect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the organization and from the leadership, so that our people will get confused. So that our people will these people will be manipulating messages themselves, using it to destroy our people. They would have asked our people to go out there and protest. It's your right. It's your inalienable right to go and protest, as they did their election. Go and get your PVC, vote out a bad government. And we told them, Your PCVZ does not work. It doesn't work. We told them, and they did not listen. And after them lining up in a scorching heat and sun, and they voted, what happened? They didn't get anything in their return. This is exactly what we told them. If our race do not have IPOB at this critical time, I don't know what would have been the state of Igbo race as we speak today with the event of things. And you can now trace that, connect it from all this attack to the IPOB leadership, to the IPOB as a movement. Attack from, we have not seen this type of attack before. Only just to destroy it, because they know these are the only group of people that is stopping this invasion of Igbo race or Igbo land. Before they do something, they will have to think IPOB is there. IPOB have managed to engage in the media as you and I is here today. It's IPOB that made it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made it possible for us to understand the importance of media. Before, these people will come on media and they will report any nonsense about Igbo race, and they will blackmail Igbo man, they will blackmail Igbo politicians, they will blackmail Igbo custodians, they will blackmail Igbo pastors, they will blackmail every Igbo man that meant well for our people, and they will be removed because of they don't have any platform to challenge the status quo. But today, IPOB have balanced that, equation. IPOB have balanced it. IPOB have been in all medias now. You cannot talk down on any Igbo man, as long whether a politician that is with us, whether the one that are not with us. You cannot go and blackmail Igbo man unnecessarily in social media, and that one will fly. No, it won't work as long as IPOB is here. That is the work of IPOB. And that is why we are urging our people to understand the importance of IPOB. It's not all about being violent. IPOB cannot, go in a community, attack women, attack children, pull people from the school, from their primary school, flog them, flog the teachers, saying that you're enforcing sit at home. Who does that? Can't you see that these are machineries that enemy employ to make you to jettison? Because the only thing you have now, as Professor Nwabeze said, the only thing you have is IPOB. In this event, recent event of 10 days now, tell me any organization that have spoke anything in the protection of Ndibo before the Fulanis and the Yorubas. The politics now in Nigeria is between Yoruba and the Fulanis. When I say it is several times in my program that our people don't know what is politics, they don't understand politics, they think that we are making joke. But today they can see it now. They can see it. And they want to use an Igbo man as a scapegoat. They are battling who will control Igbo man, who will control the eastern region of Nigeria, between the northern and they tell me, is Abu Hausa talking? Is Okrocha speaking? Is Hope Uzodinma speaking? With what is happening
We don't
today in
even
Nigeria?
know his whereabouts, whether
It's,
he's here, is he?
what's his name? They destroyed them. Look at even what's his name? What's his name? Ojo Zakalo. Look at how they. Do you hear him again? Do you hear his name anyway? Does he speak anymore? Do you see him speaking anyway? Ask me any of them in the so-called House of Rep. Do you ever see any of them speaking with what's happening today? But you see all the Northerners, their politicians, all of them speaking. See the Yorubas, they are speaking. They are calling it the Igbo expulsion in Nigeria. They are not saying anything. Imagine that an IPOB is not here. Imagine Martin Nnamdi Kanu is not here. And these people cannot stand up and said, look, this is how proven that what Martin Nnamdi Kanu is saying, he has been right all this while, that our son need to be released. The court have decided and acquitted this man. Why are our people dragging their foot? Why are these content creators not saying anything? Why are our people on social media using all this brouhaha on social media and the money they are making on Facebook, distracting themselves by not even looking at what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? If not IPOB, not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, tell me what an Igbo man has in Nigeria. Tell me, can anybody call in and explain to me what is our stay in Nigeria today, if not IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Or one day from this buffoon or where for nearly 3 years now. Okay, how about that? Akwana Hemene sit at home, Yomele, Oko Iri. What has he gotten? Has that bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out? Because what they are doing is that whatever they do, they will attribute it to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They will attribute it to IPOB. They will say that this is the organization Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is leading. This is what they are doing. They will take this report. They will now want to go and present it to the United Nations. They want to present it to America and to the president. Look at these are the people who want to be Biafra, who said that they want freedom. Look at what they are doing. They are burning their houses. They are fighting in their villages. They are killing themselves. They are doing this. They are doing that. This is all they want to do. And the IPOB has been battling this and proving to the world that we are not like that. The movement is meant to restore Biafra in
And
peace and
Mazi,
freedom.
I don't mean to cut you off, but can't you
Please.
see that it's like a mirage you go have a one by, I don't know if you see that letter that the siblings of iniquity wrote him that anything he's doing, that he should no more attribute it to their brother. That is our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I don't know if you see that letter. Can't you see that
Yes,
something is going on?
yeah. You see. Sometimes it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that I try to stay away from talking about the siblings of our leader because it's a very very sad situation. Sad situation. It's not gonna, like I always say, with or without Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, Biafra is going to be restored. We're going to restore Biafra with or without Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It doesn't matter how long they keep him there. IPOB leadership is not backing down. IPOB leadership have made up their mind to make sure that this Biafra is, we got it, in the best performance we can. Now, these siblings of Onyendu, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have fought very hard to bring the name of the family to this world stage. And now these guys, which I don't know the best way to explain this. It happened that they are brothers to the leader of this movement. They think is their right to have access to anything in Biafra within the struggle, not in Biafra, because we are not in Biafra yet. They think that is their right to have access or speak on behalf of Biafra or IPOB or use it to defraud people. It's a very sad and painful situation because this thing has to do with the leader itself. Because onye jere ni iku nwa jere ileta nwa o jere iku anwụọ na maka onye asị chi n'ute ọrịa agbake nwa ya anwụọ. I don't think na ọ gbakele n'ute ọrịa ahụ. So this is the situation Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is now. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu nọ in the predicament ọ nọ. Ụmụnne ya is behaving the way they are behaving, jeopardizing his security and even his health because of the glutton of money. I don't know what they want to use money to do. I don't know. I don't know what they want to use money to do. I don't know what is driving them that they want to put their finger in the shit and eat it. I just can't explain it. Now, this guy who is now talking about or writing a love letter to his partner in crime in Finland. If this guy have any sense of reasoning, Nwada, you and I can understand that there's no way you will be where you are and you love your family or you love your sister or you love your brother, whichever one you have, and something happens to your brother or your sister, and somebody is trying to take advantage of that, trying to, say something against your brother when you yourself is there and your brother have not sent him in any of those errands, and you are supporting the person who called the brother, your brother's wife, a harlot, who used his platform to blackmail your brother who's in detention, who used his platform and blackmail your brother's children, who used his platform and blackmail, bring all these women from America all over the place, and they were talking ill against your brother, against your brother's wife, who is a leader of organization, and you never one day issue any warning. This guy, let me just say it here in the open. this moron, when we are trying to expose this criminal in Finland, he made a contact to me directly and asked me to stop anything that I'm saying against the buffoon in Finland. And I try to understand why he wants me to stop. Meaning that this guy is working hand in hand with a stranger against his own brother's will, unless his brother sanctions that. But even if that has to do, what concerns IPOB is the welfare of our people and the leader himself, not an individual benefit. But this guy does not care about the welfare of his brother. This guy does not care about the welfare of the people. This guy does not care about the welfare of his family. Or they are jumping from one politician to other. All these people are doing supporting an idiot, somebody who is nobody in IPOB, who has not even joined IPOB, who is not even a member of IPOB, who has nothing to do with IPOB whatsoever. Somebody who said that he was a chairman, Igbo chairman in Finland, and he never wanted an issue of Biafra to be brought to his group. All of a sudden, he found comfort now, want to be IPOB, Biafra Liberation, this one. He's a Biafran prime minister, he's this. And this is somebody who shared a nude of an Igbo woman, a married, we are not talking about a married Igbo woman. This guy shared a nude, a split seat of Igbo woman's nude. I'm not joking. What did the woman do to him that he will take the nude of a married woman that have children that is over 22, 23, 24 years? You share the nude on the internet. And you're calling yourself a prime minister. And you're telling me that the West, the world is crazy. They don't see this. You think that this guy can go in any reasonable organization? You can go to anywhere and have any meaningful media platform like CNN, giant medias, to go and represent and talk about Biafra. That is the reason why the leadership and IPOB members who are genuine and honest work so hard to separate this particular government contracted agent who they are using when they attack our people back home. When they buy Nigerian army, they will use his platform to announce it. They will use his platform to announce it. But Nigerian government will not announce it themselves that this thing happens to them. They will want this idiot to announce it. So to make it look like this guy who is trying to scuttle the movement and the hard work of IPOB, they want to use him to say that this is who Biafrans are. They want to show him as the face of the Biafra we are talking about, the face of IPOB movement, so that the world will see, oh, okay, this guy who happens to be sharing women's nude everywhere, this guy who's making unguarded statement utterances, this guy who will say that I will buy Nigerian army, I will do this, I will do that in the open. Even America today, even America that is world superpower, even China, even Russia can never come out in the open and say that they will buy everybody the Ukrainian military. They never say that. They never said that they will, even Israel at war with Palestine today, they never come in the open and say that they are claiming responsibility of attack of even hospital that they bombed a couple of months ago. They didn't accept it. Talk less of this boy in Finland. And the reason why he's doing this, and the Finnish government is quiet, is because there has been a kind of memorandum of understanding with Nigerian state that this guy should stay in your country and be committing nuisance. We are the one that is, spearheading and supporting what he's doing. So just allow him. We will take responsibility of what he's doing. But for the fact he's doing it in the image of Biafra. And I keep saying, and I have to say this one time again here, he is not an Igbo man. And I am giving it to the public and asking any meaningful, like Sahara reporters and all the rest of them that are actually reporting extensively now what is happening in Nigeria. Any day they meet this guy, second, let them ask this guy the reason why he shared a nude woman's, married woman's nude. Let him explain the reason why he did that. Secondly, let him explain from which community, which village, which state, who is his father, who is his mother, where did he come from. You can
Who
talk
are
about
his siblings?
now. And this is the person that the siblings have supported until this very moment. Only God knows the issue they have now. All of a sudden, he starts writing a love letter. All of a sudden, he now found him what he's doing with his brother. But we have been talking about this guy. Stop using the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to commit your nuisance. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never sent you. These people decided to be attacking the leadership who are trying to prevent this guy from blackmailing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This siblings here has been busy attacking the leadership, blackmailing the leadership. To the extent they blackmail and bullied the legal lawyers who have got the charge and acquitted for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and brought to their own. They said that IPOB had a son. IPOB hired a son. The leadership hired a son for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So therefore, they will hire son. And today, where is their son? Look at the high profile of this magnitude. You use ordinary lawyer to just go and be talking rubbish, and look at the nuisance the so-called lawyer is writing on social media every
A
day.
lawyer without chamber.
Look at the embarrassment. Look at the embarrassment. And this is what they want to. They want to rubbish Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They want to rubbish him, and this is why we are saying, with or without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Biafra is going to be better. It doesn't matter. If they want to, let them continue to rubbish their own brother because they think they can, in order to destroy IPOB. But they can see that the IPOB have worked hard, the leadership have worked hard, and I really thank those who stood into the gap, all the media personnel and people like you who stood in the gap and try to separate the activities of IPOB from this, machineries that the zoo are paying to be rubbishing the image of IPOB, Biafra, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And today the world have seen that I've seen a lot of people here who came to seek asylum, and they said they used to listen to the buffoon in Finland, the government in exile. I said, okay, when you see you guys come here to seek asylum, now you are coming to IPOB to get a letter of membership of IPOB. Then why don't you go to your government in exile and get a letter? I think they said their government. They rule the whole world. They are everywhere. Why are you coming to IPOB, your government in exile you have been listening is calling criminal, to take a letter to go and obtain documents in the state? So you people know that IPOB is the genuine people. But out of your hatred and jealous, you people were there in the platform of the criminal in Finland, blackmailing my IPOB. Now the reality have come. You have to remember that IPOB is a genuine organization. You need to now go and get a letter from them. You see, so this is the thing that we need. It's a very sad situation that the siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu got involved in a situation like this, and it has nothing to do with IPOB. It has not reduced anything or the position of IPOB in Biafra restoration or the leadership. The only mess they have caused so far, which I believe is just trying to blackmail or rubbish the image of their own brother. But where this thing have gone so bad now is that um whatever they do, I don't want to give some kind of comment here that the enemy will grab and then use it to do more damage. So I'm gonna still leave it that way. But our people should know that the reason they are fighting so much on the leadership and all this blackmailing is without the IPOB leadership, there is no IPOB family, because the IPOB leadership, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they thought that they remove him from the scene, then that is the end of the movement. They realize that the leadership is there and the movement is still, functioning very well. So they continue now to attack the leadership, so to blackmail them. So once the leadership is out again, and now you see as they remove the blackmail Ozokome and the Jofo, uh, they brought their own now. You see, you see the rubbish the man is writing on social media all the time. You see the rubbish he's tweeting. You
But,
see, it's just
that will bring me to his 2 days before X post. As I continue to appreciate your intelligent insight, let us look at the X post of that. I don't know whether to call him lawyer or barrister. I don't know what to call him. He said today, MNK legal team filed a brief before the Court of Appeal to stop the Federal High Court from subjecting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to unfair trial. In a 33-page argument, we urge the court to discharge and free MNK unconditionally. We expect to prevail on merit. This is the Twitter or the X account of Mr. Aloy Ejimako
now.
2 days ago.
So basically now he's actually doing his case on Twitter on S. That's where he's doing the case now. That's where he's compelling Nigerian state, and that is where he's challenging them. Now, this thing is just it's unfortunate that the siblings have to put their own brother in this quagmire. But then IPOB leadership, we are not backing down. We are not abandoning Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. He's our leader. He still remain our leader, regardless where he is. It's unfortunate that they have to the lawyer have to be acting this way. Now I want them and I want our people just look at this. All right, you yourself, my sister, you are in Italy, just look at this. Okay, now where on earth do you see lawyers going on Twitter acting like this? Tell me where. In Europe, anywhere. A lawyer who knows what to do. A lawyer can only issue a statement based on the agreement of the organization or the client they represent. Because whatever you write sometimes can be used against your own client that you claim that you representing. Unlike the one that he said about those who are condemning him going to Arise TV to say that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's followers are the same with the buffoon in Finland who has constantly claiming that he buying Nigerian military. Now, if you are saying this and this, you are the lawyer representing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So how do you justify Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's, release in the GSS dungeon? Since you want to pin him against the idiot in Finland, and somebody want to raise that question in court. You prevented them from not saying it. So because you don't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to respond to that particular case that you went on a national television to blackmail him. If not, that is sometimes the court will always look at what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, his organization represents. Because IPOB, you can only there is never any case being brought against IPOB anywhere, both the members anywhere or even the principal officer. There's no case whatsoever that this is where they have committed offense, both on the international community, international law, local laws, and the African charters. There's nowhere. So if the so-called lawyer says something, you cannot attribute it directly to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu because the person is there to defend himself, to also say that I didn't ask him to say this. This is not a part of our deal. I only asked him to defend me in court, not to be going on there on social media talking rubbish because I didn't ask him. That is not where my case is. And if there is anything that will nail Mazen Nnamdi Kanu or put Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in further detention, that will be coming from the leadership's activities, which IPOB leadership have proven to the world that our call for referendum is genuine. And today, all you see the people are now making some move to present the referendum quest to the president, so to look into it. If not IPOB, who would have been talking about referendum today? And that is why, again, you see the buffoon in Finland wanted to make caricature. You can see all his antecedents. He wanted to make caricature of the referendum. He called it a self-referendum. He called it a self-conventional referendum, the first one,
Yes,
and the second one.
Mazi Isaiah, you always go to something that I put down to ask you, because I have that in my mind that some unscrupulous elements are there hypnotizing people, deceiving them about this online referendum. So I want you, Mazi Isaiah, to explain to our people what referendum really means and how referendum is done.
Now, referendum is a way of self-determination, which we all know, and it has to involve with a lot of uh, you know uh, international community personals and also representative. So anytime referendum will be conducted, now everybody in the rural areas, villages, communities, families, everybody has to be informed, and there must be a two ballot boxes that will be put in place, because you have to be asked whether you want to be in Biafra or you want to be with Nigeria. So Nigerian government will campaign that will be your benefit if you continue to remain in Nigeria. And in fact, to be honest, they will, even before that will happen, they will start, doing some kind of artificial work in Biafra land. Maybe they will start showing a kind of positiveness of Nigerian government in our land, that they are going to develop Igbo land. The 3R now have implemented reconciliation, construction, and the rehabilitation. They will be start now implementing it. They will not tell you that those people who did it was the bad government, who were a lot of them are involved in the Biafran war, so they didn't want to do that. Now that the new government is doing it, they will use all this kind of movement, as we talk, to to hoodwink people, to get people to believe that staying in Nigeria will be a positive thing to do. And once you accepted that, then after they have, after the referendum, and if the Nigerian state win, immediately the same day they win that referendum, they will withdraw all the support they have been giving you. And then you will even face the hard dash, the most difficult period of it than when before the referendum. Because this is who Nigeria is. They never stick to their promise. But then this is a mutual, understanding between two oppositions. And now Biafrans will have to vote whether they want to be a Biafran people or to remain in Nigeria. So it's something that the campaign will even go up to 6 months. Do you understand? It will go up to 6 months, and before everybody can be, informed, and a lot of teachings. I've seen a referendum here. A lot of campaign will go in. It goes up to 3 to 4 months. People will be informed. There will be a lessons. There will be a kind of educational. There will be seminars and meetings here and there, trying to educate people what the referendum means. Explanation everywhere, and the people will not go online to do it. It has to be face-to-face thing. The people that are concerned in Biafra land will be the one that will do it, and there will be international observatories that will be there observing the movement, the way the vote is being conducted, and there will be no single violence added to it. So it's not something that an idiot will stay in Finland and the Biafra is in Africa. You are in Finland, claiming that you are doing all. So what about the people in the village that doesn't have internet, that doesn't have a phone, doesn't
I'm not
have?
going to mention no officials observing
So so
the
so it,
referendum.
so
And
basically,
Mazi, I don't know if in the history of referendum, if you have had anything like online referendum that can take place for 6 good months, there is a referendum is still going on. Have you have anything like that in the history of a referendum?
I have never had anything like that, and it's just like I said, they want to make this referendum because IPOB has been talking about it. You see, whatever IPOB or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have established, these guys have made a duplicate, a fake of it. You remember he answered ESN, Eastern Security Network. He answered it himself. He remember he said that he has what do you call it? Biafra M branch. He claimed that he has that one. He claimed that he has the other day I saw him where he was saying that he has European rep as well. European rep. He was calling European rep, European rep. Like,
He even said he even answered a funny.
so no, so he claims that he has there's no more Eastern Security. He has this. Now he says he's a minister, prime minister. He claimed duplicate everything. Now today we are talking about a referendum that he doesn't know what it. Today he call it a convention, Biafran convention referendum in Finland. And you know, this thing he does, this guy have committed so much, things that the Europe themselves would have jailed this guy. But they played a very little smart one, which will not last too long. I've said this, they will still got at him. They know him, they know what he's doing. All this crime that he's committing, that he himself claiming responsibility for it, they will use it against him when after they have used him. That is how Nigeria work, and that's how some of these people that they use to cause nuisance, they will definitely come after him. They will provide all those things to him, and then he will have nothing to say about it. I know for sure. So nobody should worry about what he's doing. What we have to do is just to get our people to be under one constitutional umbrella like IPOB, which are genuine. In a situation like this, it is IPOB that announced that there should be no protest in the whole eastern region. And because of that single announcement, our people somehow, both those who are interested in politics, those who are not even interested, all of them listen to it and they obey it. Today, they have seen the result. As I have said, if IPOB is not there in a time like this in Nigeria, I am telling you, Biafra land, Igbo land would have been a history.
Mazi, thank you so much for your intelligence and awesome submissions. You are making great insight, which I know that Biafrans and lovers of freedom are listening to us. Mazi, I would want to ask our technical director to display our WhatsApp line so that we can take few calls. We plan this program to run for 1 hour 30 minutes,
Yes,
but
yes, yes.
we have so many things on our table to talk about. As you still take few questions from me, please bear with us. Just take these few questions. Let's see if we can have one or two callers that we either have a question to ask or a contribution to make. Please, technical director, you can now display our WhatsApp line. Now, Mazi, I want to go back to Nigeria. You see, this very administration, we don't really understand them. This administration that fraudulently come to power, we understood how they try to use fake bishops,
Mm,
how they try to disenfranchise our people,
mm,
how they try to intimidate our people. Now there is something going on amidst this end bad governance protest, amidst hunger and everything.
mm,
Last week, Sunday, we listened to Mr. President making a speech, and in his speech, he announced that the federal government has disemborsed 573 billion naira to state government so that they can use it to quell the noise of hunger and hardship. But we see all the governors coming out this week. You saw the governor of Imo State, the governor of
Mm.
Oyo, the governor of Nasarawa, all the governors coming out to disclaim such, do I call it business or such transaction? I
Mm.
mean, what could you make out of this government that can come out to dish out lies? Or is it the federal government that is not telling us the truth, or the state government that is not telling the Nigerians the truth?
You see, the thing is that Nigeria has become the way they want it to be. So there's no truth whatsoever you can ever believe in Nigeria. So people are living by what the day brings for them, which is obvious. Is like I said, isn't it sad that it's always our people, those you
Mazi,
claim to
please,
be.
can we take this call? Some calls
Okay,
have come, I ignored them, and new ones are coming in. Please, let's take the call and then we continue, please.
okay.
Caller, welcome to the program. Your name and where you are calling from.
Okay. Jovista, my name is Chukwu. I'm calling from Italy.
You are calling from?
Italy.
All right. Go ahead with your submission or your question, please.
Okay. Good evening, Biafran, and good evening, one of the Directorate of State, Mazi Azayoba. I greet you and also greet our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whom God has used to help us at this particular time. I want to ask a question, please, because of what is going on in Nigeria and also the reports that come to IPOB last time. One of our presenter in Radio Biafra said that Nigerian military court-martialed our IPOB members in one of the northern states. So what I am asking, what the DOS and the Directorate of State are doing to make sure that we stop this type of acts they are doing to our people. And that is all what I want to ask.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for your question. Mazi, did you get him very well?
Yes, I do get what he was saying. But I think Maaz Echinason will explain some certain things surrounding that particular case. Is it's unfortunate that this is the situation our people found themselves in Nigeria. This thing that happened has nothing to do directly with the IPOB members. It was ordinary innocent Biafrans which have we know that have been a victim in Nigeria all this while. Even our own area have become you know um, a recipe where the Nigerian government security agencies mount all their security personnel, while North has been on a rampage in the last 10 days now. And you did not see Nigerian security military personnel shooting or buying any of these young youth who are protesting, regardless whether they are politically motivated or just ordinary protest that is going on there. But sometimes I even find it difficult to look. Does it mean that the militaries in the north, or the northern militaries, are more what do you call it, more democratic or what? Because you never see them attack their own people when they protest. It's only in the east. So now, this is the reason why I ask these questions. All the Eastern governors, 11 Eastern governors, should now look at what is happening in the North and tell me the reason why you always want to use our own people as a shield to your own political gain. You see where the Northerners openly defending the Fulani terrorists. You see where the Northerners defending openly the Boko Haram terrorists that have killed Nigerian militaries in their numbers. Now, tell me where Igbo youth have killed Nigerian militaries. Tell me where IPOB have killed Nigerian militaries, except this, contracted agent in Finland, which they are using, to make this mess of themselves, not IPOB. You see, but you can see where the northern, Boko Harams and the northern Fulani herdsmen invade Nigerian military base, invade Nigerian military security centers, and they destroyed and they buy all of them. Not one, not two, not three, not four. You will see them in their hospitals. But you will come in the east, you'll be harassing the youth that haven't done anything. Now, and before these things will happen, the local governor, who is the chief security, will be the one to approve this, to accept this to happen. If they don't, I don't think military will roll out in their barrack, will start going on the street and start harassing people. So now the 11 governors should look into what is happening in the north. Use it to ask themselves, the same. So whatever that happens to IPOB members, if anything happens to them, we have our legal team who goes after and verify and find out what happened, if it's a crime that was committed or if it's ordinary being a victim of being an Igbo young youth or young Biafran architect or IPOB architect. So this is the position of IPOB. They always look after their own. The only thing that those who are following these infiltrators in Finland are the ones that always fall this victim. And once they fall into this victim, now they will now start saying that they're IPOB. Or can you please get us the IPOB lawyers and all this? And this guy will never, there's never any of his member or any of his group that he sent on errand that have fallen in the line of his actions, and he will come and report it. Do you get
Or
that?
even send his lawyers
I'll
to
tell you.
go for them.
Exactly. He never said that. He never said that. He never one day said that he has a lawyer that will go to the court and see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. So this is why we are telling our youth to stay away from this guy. Stay away from him. He is a simple criminal. He's a thief. He's an infiltrator. First of all, he's not an Igbo son. He's not an Igbo man. He's not from Igbo land. As I said, and I ask anybody who will come across this video, either now or later on, go and ask and verify which family where this guy come from. Ikem Bojuku, you know where he came from. Philip Ephraim, you know where he came from. Chike Dozem, you know where he came from. What's his name? Mazi Chanasanworo, you know where he came from. Mazi Abanyim, you know where he come from. Mazi Nzrumike, you will know where he come from. All of them, our people who have he was Rike of yesterday, you know where he was Rike came from, Okwe. He will say it. Okay, but these our people who meant well for our people, they will explain to you where they come from. Now, this guy, where did he come from that he will manipulate our youth and send them on errand, and once they get caught, he never talk about them. He never talks about them. He never show any concern. He will now come on internet and he will be drinking champagne and dancing and saying that all could be over on the head of our youth, because he's doing the biddings of the enemy. And if you now look at what is happening in since 2 days now, or since 10 days now in the north, you see what he's saying to tell you that he's a Fulani boy. Now there is a situation that is happening in the north, and he has to create a scenario. He wants to create a scenario in the east, so to deflect the attention of the north of what has happening to the north to the east. Can't you see now? See that this guy is a Fulani boy. He's a Fulani man. He's a contracted agent. That is something is happening in the north where the whole eyes are focusing. People are seeing the whole rioting that is going there, the destruction of the.
Imagine someone who could go as far as telling his followers that you don't go in the bush to chase away the terrorists in the bush. That all you should do is to go about kill the people of Biafra so that Biafra will come. Have you seen the insanity?
That is the thing I'm telling you now. That is the thing I'm telling you. Like the thing that happens in Aba, it is an Igbo man that was set up. It's an Igbo man that was used. Well, let me just use it that way. Disgruntled idiot that they were used. We don't even know those involved to go and buy Igbo man. It was in Igbo land it happens. It is Igbo people that lose their sons and daughters. It is Igbo people that they invaded again. It is Igbo youth they came to harass. It is Igbo women and the men they came to harass. It is Igbo houses they were burning. It is at the end of the day, who are the losers? Who are the losers?
Mazi,
It's it?
let's take another call, please.
Yes.
Yes, caller on the line. You are welcome to the program. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, good evening to you and to Mazi Isayuba.
Good evening.
Chimobim from US.
Now go ahead.
Yeah, Nainku Oba Ndewo, and is my pleasure to see you. And Mada, thank you very much. Maize Isayuba, with what you presented and what we saw, personally, what I saw on the news today is very, very disheartening on how Onyendu's brother, how they are trying to implicate him by going to this extent of of
Employing
criminality.
bandits, yes.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate, and my worry is that Mazi Nnamdi is a very brilliant man, and he keep telling everybody this that IPOB has nothing to do with his family. His family, they are not um, they can be members, but they hold no position in IPOB. And you see these guys all the time meddling with IPOB things. It's quite disheartening. And Mazi, please, I just want to thank the DOS, honestly. Mazi Chiketosium, and all of you. You guys are amazing, amazing, amazing. With the war that you guys have waged, it cannot be comprehended. It cannot be comprehended. And for me, Mazi, I want to ask, with all of this happening in Africa, is IPOB reaching out to, I know they are, but how, I mean, you don't need to explain everything, but I hope I trust IPOB leaders, they are also making use of this time with some other African nations and with world leaders nation. And another thing, Mazi, please, is that there are also some of the people we thought that are with IPOB leaders, but recently they have demonstrated that their stupidity. Anytime Mazi Muru came out with something for the media warriors to do, and they are doing it, you see somebody living somewhere in Europe will always come to counteract it. It makes me mad. It makes me mad. And therefore, the only problem I'm having is that I don't know why the DOS sometimes, they are slow at doing things, but at the end of the day, they come up with a very brilliant ideas. You see some of these guys, and you guys have nothing to do with them anymore. And if they continue to do what they're doing, personally, I don't have big platform. I don't have any platform. If I do, I'm gonna begin to talk down on them. Even though I understand Mazi Moru saying that all the media warriors they should focus. You know, so and if somebody consistently, directly and indirectly, try to insult our amiable leaders. Our brother Mazi Madhabuchi called our DOS, all the members of DOS, he called them saints and heroes, our living heroes. And they have, it's not that personally I'm calling them, they merited it because it's not easy to fight with Nigeria and fight them still. So I wouldn't know why somebody somewhere will keep insulting our amiable DOS. And honestly, it is time for you guys, for the DOS, to show them the back door openly, right? Openly. Because some of us, we cannot endure their idiocy. They are mediocres. They are mediocres. Honestly, if they have nothing to do, if they have nothing to say, and they should go sit down. And finally, another thing I would advise is that oftentimes there may be something going on. If there are people in media warrior or IPOB, if they keep saying something and pointing hand on it, please, it's time even for the radio broadcasters to come back and look at it critically. And these guys coming up with, they are media this, media that. No, we are done with them. Nobody should be included anymore. Or nobody should say anything about any individual, about his platform or things like that. Let them do it on their own, whatever they are, let them do it. But in all of this, honestly, my question is this, Maza Isaiah, is that my question, before I go, is that this is my own calculation. Even though Mazi went to Kenya, probably according to people, it's not official, said that the DOS, they don't know about it and whatever. But the only disadvantage, personally, I have seen so far in the rendition of Martin Nnamdi Kanu is his suffering and his immediate family, not his brother, but his immediate family, his wife and 2 kids. That's the only people my heart goes for all the time. But other than this, I think this is an advantage, and it has advanced the quest for Biafra to the extent that the international community is now talking about IPOB and Biafra. So for me, uh, I would say that if not the immediate family of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself, I think it is a very great move. It is a great advantage. What do you have to say about that? Thank you, Mazi. God bless you.
Thank
Okay.
you for your contributions. And I wouldn't know if that is a question because you made a contribution and you made contributions, but I don't know if Maza Isa, you will have anything to add to it. Thank
Well,
you.
yeah. It wasn't really a question because he made a contribution towards towards the program, and which is actually welcomed. But having said that, IPOB leadership is focus, and there are some certain things that in a movement like this that the leadership will not have to come to the public and announce it just for the obvious sake of it. And there's a way the leadership pass some kind of signal to message to our people, those who are into the movement, who understand what we're doing. And I just want to make this very, very clear to our people today. In some certain things, you see the leadership keep quiet in some certain things, that means they have answered that particular question. There is a reason. Why did I say that? There's a reason that they kept quiet in that particular thing. There's a reason. Because if you expect them to respond to that in the public, that will cause more damage than what you are intending to solve with it, which is very, very important. That our people kwesịrị ịma anya elele na ka arụrụ arụ, because the stage I know, this is a freedom fighting organization movement. It is not democratic kind of organization. It's a kind of quasi-military movement. This is the way they operate. Now, if not that some of the things that happens within um the media world that I get involved, and somehow, so for you people to see that there has been some certain things that are done in behind the scenes, maybe some of you would not know. But what matters to us is, once you say something and the leadership said, continue where we are going, we don't want distraction. This is a simple instruction and command. Now, take for instance, if our people have rebelled against, do not go out there and protest. If our people have rebelled against that and said, who are you to tell us what to do? We will protest. We are all the same. We are involved. We are everything. We have to protest. It's our right. We have to protest. Today, Ali Igbo would have been that invasion. Now, these people have cooked it for a very, very long time. And like I said, you can see the reason why these people engage in attacking IPOB and its leadership to destroy it. So that
And the same fools will always go about asking you, what has DOS done? What has DOS done? These same fools, when they
exactly.
see that DOS has made IPOB the stage actors, the state actors. Yes, IPOB has become a state actor through the works of the DOS. But they will continue on their atrocities and their provocations, and they will be bent on asking you, what has DOS done? And they don't, you feel like asking them, you as an agent provocateur, what have your master done? As they try to bring down the legal team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, where is their own lawyer to bail out Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? And these fools could not even relate.
That is the thing we are saying. Somebody who says that somebody was busy attacking Mazi Ejiofor for a very long time, for nearly 2 good years, using their Twitter and their X, attacking him like no man's business, calling IPOB leadership the criminals, calling the DOS names, blackmailing Ozokome. They said everything almost 2 good years, and now these people just okay. Let's see what you got. And the person who is doing this never one day say to you, this is who they recommend for you, and this is who they present to also, and to go and defend the Biafran people, even not the one that he claimed that he lead, not even IPOB. And people never ask him, say, where is your own lawyer? Where is the people that you're working with? Though some of them that have been arrested, some of them start calling Barrister Joffo. And Jeffo said that you're not an IPOB. He doesn't go represent autopilot. Now, some of these people who claim that they are with us, all of a sudden start springing their head recently, again attacking the same leadership, the same DOS. They are not doing anything. But today, go and check, just to do your analysis, what IPOB leadership saved in the whole entire eastern region in the last 10 days. Go and check what would have happened if there is no IPOB. Like I asked some of you here, where is the voice of your representatives in the whole East over what is happening? Igbo eviction, what have they made any statement? Is Ohanes the Igbo, are they saying anything? Eastern governors, are they saying anything? The massacring and the mass slaughter of Ndibo they are calling now, are they saying anything? The protest, do they say anything? The people who are guiding and looking after the welfare of our people, is this leadership? That is why we're asking our people. The most important thing you have to do is to follow this IPOB, who happens to be a state actor now. Listen to the instructions. Once they ask you to go, you go. Once they ask you to stop, you stop. So that you will know when the enemy, the intruder, have come to your community to destroy you, so you can identify it. But if you don't listen, you will not identify who is the enemy, who are the one that is causing nuisance in your land, because you don't listen. You don't even know. If not that IPOB leadership and movement try hard to separate this guy from what is happening today in the East. You see, Igbo land now would have been invaded, would also, even the protests, they would have also used it, because the idiots have already called for sit at home, start shooting guns in Imo State already. People are going for protests in the north. You are shooting guns in Imo State, shooting people down from their keke, asking them to close. For what purpose? And are you not doing this now for IPOB, for Biafra restoration? Or are you doing it for Nnamdi Kanu? Can he explain to me the reason why people are protesting in the north? Our people say that they're not going to participate in the protest. Now you go to the market and start shooting people, shooting gun everywhere, asking people, shooting people down. So who are you serving? Whose interest are you serving? Can our people not read the handwriting on the wall that these are killers who come to kill us? Thank you, my sister. That's what I have to contribute in this. Go ahead. Let me just fix this thing on just 1 second. Let's keep talking.
All right. Wonderful people of Biafrans and viewers all over the world. I know that I'm not the only person that is enjoying these wonderful submissions from our brother Mazi Isaiah Uba. As we can see, great impact of what the DOS has done in not just Alibo alone, but in the whole of Biafra land. Today, IPOB can give order and people will listen. Today, if anything wants to happen in Biafra land, people will be looking up to IPOB. Even in the present situation that even IPOB without violence has pushed the Nigerian state into coma, it is because of the wisdom that the IPOB leadership has continually applied since the illegal rendition of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They came to destroy us. They came to attack us. They thought that holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is destroying IPOB. And as they could not destroy IPOB, they've employed all different types of tactics to make sure that IPOB is pulled down, but it is not happening. We can see today that this partisan group, the group of elders, have as well met with the Mr. President, asking him to introduce executive bill, and that in that bill that should be drafted, that there should be room for referendum. Though Mr. President stood his ground to say no, that he's not interested in that he's only interested in economic reform. And the economic reform that he's claiming, we've seen the loss of lives that he's dishing out, claiming that he gave out this huge amount of money to the state government, that they should use it to quell the noise of hunger and hardship in Nigeria. And that's Isaiah, that's what we were on before the call starts coming in.
Yes.
So you can continue.
All right.
The state governors, the state governors, yes, they disclaim the announcement made by the
Um,
Mr. President.
like I said, is quite unfortunate that it's always our people that will always go out there to defend what is indefensible. Is crazy. That shows we have no representative. We have nobody speaking on behalf of our people, and everything still goes down to exactly what I have been that I've been saying. Without IPOB, our people is nowhere to be found in the arena of politics in Nigeria. Our people don't understand it. They don't know how to play it, and this is why we are calling for our people. Without IPOB, Professor Nwabeze said it in the open, and told our people, without IPOB, if you allow IPOB to go down, you are finished in Nigeria. And like I said, the result is what is happening today. These people going out there defending other people than their own shows one thing, that they doesn't represent our people. They don't have our people's interests. They don't care about the well-being of our people. With whatever that is happening to the Nigerian state today, isn't it enough? Is there anything Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said that has not happened? Is there anything Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said that have not come to pass? So, what is the offense of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that they have to allow this man to stay inside the prison when the people they claim that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu offended is calling for Igbo expulsion in Nigeria? So that justifies that the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu demands is always right. So what is it that these our so-called politicians, it's just sad. But we, like I said, our people need to know those who are fighting for them, who are defending them. They should find a way to continue to support. And I believe in no distance time, this Biafra, we are going to win. Like I said, even the engagements of IPOB, like this, our brother asked, if IPOB, if they are engaging the leadership, they are engaging. And I can tell you, we don't want to say so many things in the public, but I can tell you, the leadership are engaging people that matters. If you think that IPOB are not engaging the government of the world, you have to think again. But then you have to prove to the public that you have this sound spirit to listen and follow instruction from those who are leading you. All right. Otherwise, you cannot get people involved to come and give you what you want by trust. And tomorrow, echi ejewezi another place, and na-akọzi another thing. Ndị ọcha anaghị eme ihe dị otu a. A na-akpọ ya stomach infrastructure. Ndị ebe anyị na-eme ya steady. Once they look at what they will get now, they will forget about the well-being of their people. They don't care. They will sabotage who they want to sabotage just to lay their hands for the business. Isn't it some people that gang together? Some Eastern governors, will I say, some politicians from the East, do they not? Some of them are involved in what happens to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Some of
Mazi,
them.
please let us take this last caller, and after his submission or question, I would like you to start summarizing.
Exactly.
Yes, caller on the line. Good evening from here.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. My Lord, Mother Jovista and Master Isaiah. Thank you so much for the wonderful work you are doing on behalf of our people. By the way, my name is Solomon Okoli, aka President Jeman. I'm calling from the United Kingdom.
Mhm.
I want to say to all of you, kudos. We shall continue. I build the family worldwide. We shall continue to be consistent, and not be distracted. Just like contribution to what I'm going to do. We advise at this stage anyone that says he doesn't know what is going on again, try to deceive him or herself. Okay? The distraction has been large. All the people he started with from early when they wanted to destroy and change the name of our show and do another thing. It didn't work. They wanted to hijack our radio because of the radio Biafra. It didn't work. You know. So then all the people he has worked with, where are they? All of them. That's what I said. All the promises they've given to Biafra, 1,150 days. Where are they? All the old promises. Which one has them fulfilled? Okay. So they are talking to intelligent people. Biafrans are intelligent people. Intelligent people, they know what from Amanya Roram. Okay. From one which is not the right. Okay. So is any person who is the child of the devil, no matter what you tell him or her, he or she will still want to go the wrong way. That's one thing I want our people to know. IPOB has been consistent. And I want to tell our people who are in IPOB, our leader before he was kidnapped told us that we are going into a perilous time. We all should be very, very careful. Telling the enemy, not that they will not try, not that they will not want to infiltrate, but 150 years, if I will put him right, they cannot destroy IPOB. And they've tried and they've seen. Even Nigeria can understand that IPOB is not the knock, not to be cracked. Okay? Thank God for the leadership. I don't have that money. Onye na-atụ ya na-ata mmọnwụ onye iberibe ka ọ bụ onye mara mmọnwụ sị ya na-ata mmọnwụ onye iberibe ka egwu. You understand? Onwe ebe egburu aja mgbere ya dị. In a great house there are vessels of honor, differences of gold and silver. Okay? There's no house that doesn't have that. So if you open that name for that among because of maybe you are close to Jesus, you are doing yourself. You understand? Because if you are a strong man, it's not in your home. If you are a strong man, you go outside and fight and be a warrior, defeat people and be a warrior. That's where you come in. To be hailed as a great warrior. Okay? So for our leadership, US, no go area, no matter whatever grudges you have, you understand? You must make sure that you don't interfere because that is our NGO rule. That is our center of gravity. If you tamper with it, the enemy will strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. So we must be very, very careful when some of our people make comments. So I greet you all. I thank you for the wonderful work we are doing. Let us remain focused. Our leader in the DSS dungeon, the enemy kidnapped him. They thought that they were dead us. But today, Nigeria is crumbling. Nigeria will never recover until Biafra is restored. That's for sure. You know, and let us not begin to ask different kind of question. Our leader is a man, and also the same time the hand of God is upon his life. Sometimes a mistake can even be for the work God wants to do another thing. Because when Satan took Jesus to the cross, he was very happy. But when Christ goes from the dead, he was regretting that if he knew, he wouldn't have killed Jesus Christ. So that's one thing we should know. Okay? Our leader is a great man. He has done wonderful work. And our leadership is here, standing firm. And we all is going to come out and we all going to reach our Biafra is coming for sure. I'm so convinced about that. That's why I put in all personally life and die, other people, I believe, will continue. Nobody's backing down until Biafra is restored. All these Biafra.
All hail Biafra. Thank you so much, Mazi. So Mazi, you can start rounding up now because we've been here for
Yeah, more than
about
even.
2 hours, and yeah, and you urge that please that this program should not be above an hour 30 minutes, but you can see as I'm enjoying your submissions, I feel like keeping you here for 5 hours.
Yeah. Yes, of course. Umada, thank you again, thank you so much for what you're doing. Even your devoting time, also going on our studio almost on a daily basis. I remember, I think I spoke with you a couple of days ago or day before. You said you were just leaving the studio, and actually, I was watching the program, and then once you came down, I was surprised you said that you were just leaving the studio. And this is the what we owe to our people. This is what we owe to our people, and we are doing it diligently. The only thing I have to tell our people all over the world and the Biafrans in Biafra land, as I've always said, no no lanya. I think it's only our race that has no, the only race that has no representative anywhere. Exempt IPOB now. Let me just say it the way it is. Exempt, let's put IPOB on the side now. If you look at since after the war, you can see there has not been any representative that sees the face of our people, both home and abroad. And I will stand to be corrected if there is one. If you go outside Nigeria, we don't have anybody speaking on behalf of Igbo people or Igbo race or Biafran race, as the case may be, whether you're from Ijo, from Urobo, from Ibibio, from Akwa Ibom, anywhere you come from in Biafra land. We do not have, if anything happens to any of our people in abroad, there is no representative, there's nobody that goes after them to know what happened to ascertain why this young Igbo son, what are his offenses in China, in Cambodia, in Italy, in Mali, in Japan, anywhere, in Europe, in Greece, in Germany, anywhere. There is no other organization. It's only since the emergence of IPOB, something will happen to at least within the IPOB, those who register with us. There's nowhere something will happen to IPOB anywhere in this world. IPOB will not go and find out what happened and what led to the whatever situation that affected any IPOB member or anybody identified to be a Biafran. We do not have that before. And anybody who is saying that IPOB have not achieved anything, that IPOB engaging the world, is IPOB now, as I said, in Italy there, anybody who identify with IPOB in Italy there, and you go and seek for any assistance in the government, they would definitely ask you a letter of membership from IPOB in Italy. Unless you don't mention the IPOB before going to seek any assistance from the government. Go to Germany, the same thing. Go to Canada, the same thing. Come to Ireland, the same thing. Go to
UK.
Spain, UK, the same thing. And somebody is asking if IPOB is engaging the international community. Now, first of all, if you have established this, now what we are seeking to, let me just make it open here. Let me just make it open, just in case people do not understand what we are talking about. The only thing now that is remaining, which is very, very important to anybody who is asking these questions, is IPOB engaging anybody who is in supporting IPOB? Which country that are supporting IPOB? Now, we cannot get that kind of support you're looking at to be in the public. One. Second, for that to come to visibility the way you want it to see, the way you want to see it, Now, what we are asking our people is total massive support and contribution to the IPOB so that IPOB now will have a recognized office like the way Palestinians have their offices across the world. Palestinians have embassy here. Palestine have embassy in Italy. They have in Germany. They have their offices. I mean, we are not saying, just they have building where they said this is Palestinian embassy. This is where you can go and have a diplomatic meeting with those members. IPOB have managed to establish those branches, but we have not have offices like the one we have in Italy. At least Italy now is one official one. Now we have. We had one in Germany. I don't know if that one is still in function since the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I think Madam Finance Jizie Emereze Hamasrian. But now we want to make it so that our letters now, our official letters now will be coming to the countries. People who want to have anything to do with IPOB will not be on the phone. They will meet us in the offices, which is something that some of you now, IPOB members, should be discussing in your various states. How are we going to open an official office? It's very, very important. So that if there is any individual who want to make an anonymous donors, they won't be on the phone. They won't call you because that type of thing, it doesn't come through the phone. They have to say, where are we going to meet you? This is very, very important. But for IPOB if they have opened the branches, they have representative here and there. But this is what I have seen that has not really happened because the finance is not there at the moment. So we need our people everywhere they found themselves to work, to gravitate towards that direction so that IPOB will have offices. We do have, but it's not a very visible one where you can see Biafran flag hanging on it as the one we have in Italy as of now. And also in Spain, we have in Spain. So gradually we are coming up to that, but we want to encourage other people to go and do the same thing and also contact the IPOB leadership and ask for help that this is where you found a building and this is where you want to have a permanent office for IPOB or the IPOB in that country. This is where we found offices. This is where we want to be having some permanent recognized offices where our letters can be coming through. This is the advice we are giving them in the public. We have done it in the other places, and we expect our people who are in other countries to also make contact with the leadership and work towards that direction. That will also help us in whatever we are doing. But if engaging the government, we have done that, but like the way Palestinians are now, that's why you see countries simultaneously are declaring their support, official recognition of Palestinian state. There's nothing Israel is going to do about it. They let them pound the whole entire Gaza to the rubble. It's not going to change anything. Palestinians have established their embassy in countries, and there's nothing anyone can do about that. IPOB, Biafra movement haven't really got to that. We have one or two offices, but that is not enough. We have more than 140 countries where IPOB is registered and recognized. But then the offices and the buildings is what we needed now. And those who are our rep, our coordinators, national coordinators, to work towards that direction since we want to give this advice in the open. But I know that we are making contact with the government, and that is why anybody who goes to any country and say that they are looking for asylum, definitely they always ask them to come and get a recognition from IPOB. And this is what this, buffoon in Finland haven't managed to, do, because nobody will ever want to have anything to do with somebody who exposed woman's nude. He thought that the world didn't know, who doesn't have respect, who will come on the open and say that he has declared armed struggle. You have how can you declare armed struggle and at the same time now you are talking about a referendum? Who does that? So you are having gone here in this hand, and then you're talking about referendum, you're talking about convention, you're talking, people don't sit down and ask, how does these things apply? Those two things he's claiming. If he does not come to ridicule what we're doing, he want to make the referendum as we are talking about it look like a childish something that is thinking. That is something that people who are not organized, they don't know what they're doing. Don't you see that they're saying they're doing a conventional referendum first? They are doing it online. So most of us that are doing tweeting on time, writing on social media and saying Biafra referendum. So now they want us to stop that because it's also trend on social media, Biafra referendum, Biafra referendum. So if he's making a caricature of it, you yourself that is doing it will be discouraged. You yourself that is genuine will be discouraged to be going out in the social media and say demanding for Biafra referendum. You see how they do. It's a psychological war that guy is waging on our people. And this is why we are here to guide our people and tell our people, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. Whatever that happens to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu happens for a reason. And the world also want to know how you can be able to organize yourself in absence of your leader. They want to know if without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, can this struggle continue? Do you understand? So if you cannot continue to fight for your struggle because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not there, that means you're not worthy to have the freedom that you're talking about. This is why we keep telling our people to also remain resolute and remain focused and remain, consistent, so that the world, those who think that we are jokers, will now see that these people mean business. They will have now realized that IPOB and its leadership are one of the state actors now that can issue order, that can ask our people, say, look at where the danger is lying. Please choose this direction. Don't go there. Don't go this direction. It's going to cause more damage. It's going to cause you more harm than good. Stay this direction. And now they are listening. Ali Igbo today, the whole entire East today have escaped a very destructive, artificial creation that these people initiated to destroy our land. Almost the same thing they did in NSAS. Almost the same thing. But if not that IPOB is here, I don't think we would have survived it by now. And nobody is talking until today, this moment, nobody is talking. And you see where they are now discussing and trying to trying to defend what is indefensible. Isn't it crazy? So we have nobody. We have nobody. Like I said, if you come now to look at the 19 northern governors, they went to America and lobbied against Tinubu and lobbied against the division of the zoo. During the time of Jonathan, the same 19 governors went to America and they were lobbying about Jonathan, against Jonathan. Now, where is our own? Do we have one? We don't have one. We don't have anybody that represents Ndi Igbo. We don't have anybody that represents Ijo. We have nobody on international stage. People that is an oil producing state. There is no representative cohesion of any group that can go outside and talk about their citizens who has been languishing in jail in China, who have been languishing in jail in Cambodia, who have been languishing in jail in Europe here. No group, no organization that represent this particular race, if not IPOB. Now you can understand the reason why you must support IPOB, support this leadership, these genuine men and women who have stood in the gap in absence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, holding ground, holding the land from disintegrating, from being destroyed by the Janjaweed and the enemy. Tell me the reason why you cannot support them. Tell me the reason why you cannot come out now with what have happened in the last 10 days in Nigeria. Now, before they do anything now, they will have to consider and think about IPOB. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not, removing him did not stop IPOB from moving forward. It shake the foundation a little bit, but the boat have managed to stabilize now by the leadership. If Nigeria knows that there is a structure that Nnamdi Kanu put in place, they wouldn't have even made that move. They would know that it will not work. That is why once they did that, they came on social media immediately. Their media immediately. There is somebody who is more stronger than Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Somebody is more. He's a lawyer. He's a military man. He's this. He's that. Today is the guy talking about him being a lawyer again in Finland. After some time, that one another one. Who is talking about? Why is he not talking about him being a barrister? I thought that he claimed to be a barrister. Why is he not talking about? Why is he not putting his in profile today? Him being a qualified barrister in Finland. He used here. But I thank Chukwu Kikabiama that for if you're a liar, you need multiples of lie to cover, a bunch of your lies. And when you run out of it, you start falling apart with it. Once again, I want to sincerely thank our people for coming today. It's a marathon. It's a very big marathon, and we do. I remember we had a very massive technical difficulties when we were starting. That's why we run a little bit half an hour late, and I apologize for that. It's IPOB always stick to the time. It's this internet stuff is one thing that is out of our control, and I sincerely apologize for those who think that we didn't start the program at that time. It wasn't our fault. I was here on time. We were communicating behind the scenes, trying to establish the, our visual program, but it took a bit of time. And finally, we are Biafrans. We never give up in anything. And we have come, we have passed the message, we have delivered, and we have overcome. And some way we are going to do in this Biafra restoration. Don't be discouraged. We've been here for almost 10 years and counting now, and we haven't shown any sign of weakness, and Nigeria is collapsing before everyone's eye. And what we have to do is stick together, be each other's brother's keeper, and continue to support this movement, continue to support your national coordinators. Listen to very, very important, listen to the instructions of IPOB leadership. If they ask you, if you found something, make a report through your channel, through your national coordinator or zonal coordinator. Very, very important. IPOB doesn't treat their matter in the public. It has never been anything in the public. Go through the channels. If the problem is not handled there, reach out to the higher command or to the hierarchy until you get to the top. We are always available. The leadership is always available. Whatever that is your concern, don't take information that you're seeing on individual reporters on social media. We have Radio Biafra where you can ascertain information. We have Biafran television here now that you're watching us, where you can also authenticate the information you are hearing. Anything you did not hear from all these platforms is not from IPOB, not from individual, or from at least the IPOB leadership media handles. Some of them that tweet, Mazi China Sanwo-Olu, you can follow him both on Facebook and Twitter. Mazi Chike sometimes Mazi Nzurumike always tweet. We have source of our information. As the real DOS. If you go to X, you will see at real DOS. This is the Twitter handle of the IPOB leadership. Anything that is information announcement comes through there, and also through the Radio Biafra media platform and our broadcasters on Radio Biafra, and also this Biafran television here, BTV. This is our area of information. If you're going to an individual platform listening to gossip there and get distracted, deal with that matter there, solve that problem within that platform where you heard it. Don't blame IPOB leadership for it, because he never had anything from IPOB, and they have never reached out to IPOB and they said they cannot solve this problem that is of concern to you. So this is why we are channeling our people now. Go back to Radio Biafra, go back to the Biafran television. This is where you can hear, you can follow some of our media personals, listen to them, take the one that is meaningful to you, but the one that is completely out of the instructions of IPOB or guidelines of IPOB, just leave it there as you hear it. You said, okay, I've had it in your platform. Let me see if I can confirm this from the official media handles of IPOB leadership. So then you know the right way to go. But if you're going there just thinking that somebody is giving out that they have information, they have updates, I will speak now, I'm coming up to speak now. Then you go there and hear Ntigeju, Ishiabawazi popcorn, Nibiawazi Rosie, Bine disturb. What is the leadership doing about it? Once you did not hear that information from the official handles of IPOB leadership. So we don't treat our matter in the public. This is freedom fighting organization movement. It's not democratic. It is direct instruction, command and control. We are not here to put anybody down either, but we want our people to remain disciplined and loyal to this movement. This is how we are going to achieve, so that we identify when enemy comes in. If you don't listen to instruction, if you don't believe, if you don't follow guidelines of IPOB, you will not know when enemy is sowing the seed of discord or sowing the seed of, corn before grass before the corn. So we have to know all these things. So if you know your coordinator, follow that coordinator. And if the coordinator is doing something that is very, very strange to you, reach out to the highest command of that coordinator, to the national and to the continental and to the DOS. That's how you'll be able to get, well informed if there is any doubt in whatever that is confusing you. So on this note, I want to sincerely thank you, my sister, for your great time and your great commitment. I've seen one of your video, even in Biafra land, where you are doing choir master for IPOB. In IPOB, I'm with everything. We had everything, and I was surprised to see you there. That you are involved in that place, and you are here on Biafran television also discharging your duties. And this is the thing we are asking our people to, just look at the positive side of what we are doing. It's a kind of priceless sacrifice we are doing. It's only Chukwu Kabiama. Our own joy in whatever we are doing is not even the money that we are spending on this and time. Our own joy is seeing Biafra being restored in our own time, so that these children that we have in abroad here, they will be able to go back home. With what is happening in Nigeria, ndị ọcha chọkwa, ndị ọcha na-agbazi ọsọ. On a wute that anytime you go on internet here, what you are hearing about Nigerian news is corruption and misinformation, mismanagement, the autocracy, tyranny, and killing. And this is a very, very stinking situation, and the thing that is coming from that part of the world. And the world is even tired of dealing with Nigeria. They are tired. So our people must remain very, very strong. The leadership is here to do their best to guide you and remain very focused and loyal. And financially also do support to this movement. Reach out to the IPOB if you want to be on animals. Of course, you have to. There's a way you can reach out to the leadership and say this is what you want to do. Don't want anybody to know about it. And support is a freedom for the people. We are not doing anything bad. We are not terrorists. We are not killing anybody. IPOB doesn't. It's a peaceful movement for now. And IPOB have their ESN, the security outfit also that is looking after our bushes, that is making sure that what we plant in our forests grow, and that we don't run out of food. Because for you, na-achọkwana onye chekwana ịlụ ọgụ kwana ị ga na-erijikwa afọ, make sure na ụzọ ọhụ ichi na-aga ọgụ ị na-egbukwa ụzọ ị ga-esikwa eme gịnị ala. Because ị na-aga ọgụ igbu ha ụzọ ichikwa ala. What about ihe emekwana ụzọ ichi ala? So onye na-egbu ụzọ iche aga ọgụ na-egbukwa ụzọ iche ala. That means anyị na-ediri ka ebe anyị ndị ebe anyị gaghachi back to farm. Is very, very important. Our youth, like I said, some of them that are watching us here, the richest man in the Western world here, the well-doing people in the Western world here is farmers. Do not neglect farming. It's very, very important. And go and try this thing I'm telling you. You will thank this IPOB leadership later for advising you to be also involving in farming. Our kajaja, is very, very important. We are telling our people, guiding them on the real business. No Yahoo can give you money. No country that develop with content creating. No country. Come here. You to here don't have time for content. Content is not a way of surviving. Forget about these people that they've been paid to be showing you houses and all this acquiring of properties here and there is just a completely a set to go up in a path of destruction for the youth. No country developed like that. The youth are being engaged. What will come
You
happen
are
to you?
making me to want to ask you many questions, but I don't want to ask. You
Yeah,
are
yeah,
tempting me
yes,
so much with questions. You know,
yes.
no, I don't
Mm.
want to start talking about this content creation of a thing because I don't even see the Western youths. We don't see them
We don't see
doing
them.
this
We don't see them.
noise or nonsense about the content creation. But let's just leave it there, as I said, because I'm looking
Yes,
forward to having you here once again in the
of course,
nearest future. I
of
am
course,
seriously looking forward to that.
of
I
course.
must
Yes.
say a very big thank you to you for giving out your time, for touching all the necessary things that we are able to touch, and for your advice. I thank you so much. And the word that we have for you and for our great viewers and Biafrans is that the best thing that has happened to me is IPOB. I don't know about you. Master Isaiah, can you say good night to our people?
Okay. Again, once again, thank you. Thank you so much for coming around, and it's a pleasure to have all of you here. As I said, they remain very strong. Yeah, this is the most challenging period of time in the history of our land, and we're going to come out of it. We are going to really, really come out of it. It doesn't matter how long, but definitely togetherness, we shall come out of this mess we are in. Always continue to support Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and also those who have concern, and those who are having a lot of followers on social media also, to add their voice and call for the immediate release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And since they asked us to live in Nigeria, we've been asking about it. They said no. Now is they are the one demanding that we should leave Nigeria, and of course we have to leave Nigeria for them, and also continue to support this audacious quest for Biafra restoration. And I said, Mochukwu Kikabiyama continue to bless all of you, bless you, my sister, and bless the Rapture Media, our engineers who are behind the scenes, making sure that this program goes successfully tonight. It has also gone successfully. And Mochukwu Kikabiyama continue to bless all of you. Bless our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and protect him, and also bless our principal officers and the leadership of this movement. Remain blessed, and good night from here. And my name remains Maza Zayoba. There was my sister.
Thank you so much. And I also say good night to Biafrans and lovers of freedom as I remain Wada Jovista Chichi Kemesian.
There